This book aims to ask those questions of the American people today. This book is not about my life. I'm not audacious enough to believe that I should be writing a biography at the age of 35. I'm not a state senator from Illinois. This book is also not about Teddy Roosevelt. Of course, it channels his historic speech, but it's not about him. I'm not attempting to litigate his life. As a conservative, I am very aware of his progressive lurch and what he gave us in 1912 in the candidacy and presidency of Woodrow Wilson. To say that Teddy Roosevelt as an American failed while daring greatly is generous. So this book is not about me. It's not about Roosevelt or litigating where he is on the political spectrum. It is a call to action. It, to me, is meant to inspire, motivate, and remind Americans of every generation what makes America special and that it is worth fighting for. And some of us carried a rifle, and many in this generation still do, but you don't have to carry a rifle to be in the arena. And it's our job to instill in every generation the principles that perpetuate what is, as you all here know, an experiment in human freedom. You see, if the 21st century isn't an American century, then the 21st century will not be a free century. It's just a fact. You look around in the world today, there are threats loom, ideologies around the world are quite different than ours. And a quote, something I put in the book throughout, is the phrase, history is not over. History is never over. And all we have to do is look to Western Europe today to realize that when you decide to gut your military to pay for your welfare state and you forget who you are, you have a tendency to end up riding the wave of history as opposed to shaping it. See, if getting off to a good start is important, then no one is more responsible for the 20th century being an American century than Teddy Roosevelt. It's a guy who charged up San Juan Hill in 1898, who sent the Great White Fleet around the world in 1907, and who really was the chief agitator for American involvement in World War I. If you remember, Woodrow Wilson declared he wanted peace without victory, which would be, I think, quite difficult and would be a very different looking peace than what we have today. In many ways, the 20th century was an American century on the back of Teddy Roosevelt.